Hi and welcome back to Alistair Davies Golf. I'm here today at the Forest of Arden on the beautiful 13th hole, filming you a video on dialing down your wedges. So I've been asked from a viewer to do a video on the pitching wedge or the wedge game. So for me, the pitching wedge is going to be exactly the same technique as a full iron swing. However, when we start to take yardage off that club, then it becomes a slightly different technique and a different approach. But just to answer that viewer's question, for the wedge, what I'd simply want you to do is play it completely as a normal iron swing, possibly narrow your stance a little bit, and possibly place a little bit more weight on the lead side. Just a fraction. That will help control the angle of attack and help just make sure the contact is perfect. Now for me, a full pitching wedge would go about 125 yards. So when I'm trying to dial that down now to kind of 100 yards and everything in between 125 to 100, I will approach it slightly differently. So our first thing I will do is narrow my stance even more than we've already said. So I probably would look on something like 2 or 3 club head widths apart to be kind of my 115 yard, 120 yard kind of shot. Then what I'm going to start to do is work on a slightly shorter swing. I'm definitely going to have 60% of weight on my lead side here, but I'm going to start then to work on a slightly shorter swing. So instead of a full length swing, I'm going to start now to get my arm swing or hand position to feel like it's about shoulder height. And I'll have a shoulder height swing and a chest high swing. Now what I'll also do when I get to the shoulder and chest high swing, when I'm swinging through the shot, I will try and get the club head facing more upward as we go through the swing like this. And it's what I call reverse roll. So this would be a roll in action, and this would be a reverse rolling action. So I'm going to get the club head to kind of point upwards more and point more towards target for longer. What this is doing is decreasing the amount of forearm rotation and release of the club head through impact. So this is actually going to reduce the length the ball will travel. It's also going to make the ball travel slightly straighter in my opinion, because when I'm trying to time an arc and rotation, it becomes more difficult. I don't need distance in this shot, I'm trying to reduce distance. So I'm going to try and swing the golf club on ever so slightly a straighter arc, a bit like we look at with putting. And I'm going to try and get that club face reverse rolling to control that trajectory and control that distance. So the narrower stance is going to reduce some length, the shorter swing is going to reduce some length, the reverse rolling action, so just to make it clear, this action is going to reduce some length also. So if I add this action to the shot, the normal roll, that's going to increase the yardage. So potentially I could have a shoulder height swing with a roll and a reverse roll, and it might give me 2 different yardages, and the same with chest high. The next combination might be to go to chest back and shoulder through. That might give me a 3rd set of numbers. And then I can also then start to reduce the tempo. But the tempo would be the last thing I would do, because I want to try and make things as normal as possible. Let's just show you a shot dialing down a wedge. So I'm going for a narrow stance, ball center, weight lead side, hands in the normal position, opposite the inside of the left thigh. I'm just now going to try and feel I swing this golf club fairly straight and reverse roll it on the way through. Quiet leg action also. So you'll see there, my legs are particularly quiet. And again, the more I move my legs, the more I'm going to encourage speed and distance. So again, I'm reducing the distance this ball should travel. So let's just show you a slightly shorter swing now. So pitching wedge, while I feel his chest high back, reverse roll on the way through. And that one's landed short of the green, but on a good line. But again, I'm not trying to hit it to the flag with this particular shot, because I'm just trying to show you different length swings. So my full wedge will probably get to the flag here, and then as I dial it down, will come shorter than that. So what I want you to experiment on is basically using less legs, reverse rolling it through impact, trying to have that shorter length swing, and see how that changes your distance segmentally. And I'd want you to play no full shots, if you were me, less than 120 yards and in. So if your distance for your full wedge is 110, 1.5 and in. If it was 100, 95 and in. Don't play any full shots. Let's try and have more control, more finesse, and dial down those wedges and zone into those flags too much. I see far too many players trying to hit the short clubs too hard and have lack of control and miss greens left and right and have poor contacts because they're doing this. So dialing it down, having supreme control and rhythm, and controlling that club face through impact is the key. If you've enjoyed today's video, please click like down below. It helps my channel grow. If you have any comments, particular videos you'd like me to cover in the future, just like this video did on the wedge game, please post them and I'll come back to you with a video as soon as I can. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I've got 3 videos that are released every single week on a variety of subjects. So please do that if you can. It's all for free. It'll make sure you don't miss any content. And thank you for watching.